We're in session in two cases. First case is cause number 325-965. Second case is cause number 328-477. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Ryan Madrano. Excuse me, Omar Madrano. Mr. Madrano, would you please come forward? Ryan Gertz. That is your first,
I heard my name.
your first name and his last name.
I have to go with the bailiff.
How you doing, Mr. Madrano?
Yes, sir. So
I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. Madrano, well, Mr. Gertz, how are you doing?
great, Judge.
Okay, and Mr. Boyd, how you doing?
Doing well, Your Honor. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. Gertz, I see here on the docket sheet, there was a plea was $200 plus court cost. That was written on the docket sheet.
That doesn't sound right, Judge. I don't think we agreed to that at all. Was there?
It was a reckless drive. I'm just looking at.
I think there may be some. You had another case?
Second case, yeah.
So there's a previous case, Judge.
Must be the the previous case.
That was going to be a reduction that doesn't have anything to do with the resisting case. They're two different.
It must be the reckless driving case.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So the plea is, I guess, was that like a JP reduction?
I think we had a, I don't know if it was a scepter or not, but I think it's what
On a reckless reduction or just a class B reckless?
I don't know if we got to get discussed in that.
Okay, yeah, Judge, here's what I would say. Can maybe we have one more resetting? There's kind of an issue here is that I was hired by Mr. Madrano primarily for the resisting arrest case, which was subsequent to this the reckless driving case. They're not from the same incident or anything.
Okay.
They don't have anything to do with each other. And so, so frankly, I don't even know that if I have sent a rep letter, I don't have any discovery on the reckless driving case. All I have is this. I'm happy to represent him on that.
Yeah, but so because your name is on the
I'm just
docket
saying I
sheet.
don't have any information on that, so I don't feel comfortable advising him what to do on that case one way or the other.
Okay.
As to the resisting case, though, Judge, we don't have any intention at this point of plea and certainly not to a conviction. So
Okay.
maybe if we could get maybe a 60-day announcement, let Mr. Boyd and I talk about what we want to do about both cases. If there's a package deal we can put together or something like that, that would be helpful.
Okay. Okay. You just need a 60-day reset? Just
Yes,
hold on a minute.
Yeah, I'm signed on in there. I'm in the courtroom. It wasn't cheap. Okay, so.
I'll just have it. Well, she'll get you reset.
Okay.
And if your client need to leave, you're free to go.
We'll get it to you. All right.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
okay, you're welcome. Gonna reset on page 3, Madrano, 60 days. Keep it on the announcement docket. Mr. Gertz plan.
Thank you, Clint.
We're in session in cause number 329032. Case is style of State of Texas versus Dwayne Burleson. We have Mr. Burleson appearing via Zoom. Mr. Burleson is represented by attorney Dustin Galmore, and Dustin Galmore is also appearing via Zoom. Mr. Burleson,
Yes,
how
sir.
are you doing?
I'm doing okay, Your Honor. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. And Mr. Galmore, how are you doing?
I'm great, Judge. Thank you for asking.
That's good. Mr. Galmore, you have an announcement you'd like to make in Mr. Burleson's case?
Yes, Judge, we're asking for one last announcement date. We do have all of the discovery and we got the videos. However, we've not had an opportunity to go through all of the videos. But we will be ready to announce either trial or plea at our next announcement date.
Okay. Okay. You just need a standard reset?
Yes, Judge, that's all.
Okay, give us,
November 17th.
okay, your case is gonna be reset to November 17th of 2021. Mr. Burleson, stay in contact with your attorney because your attorney will be given your reset date, and also stay in contact with your bondsman. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You do the same.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Galmore, is this your only case?
That's my only case. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go as well. And we're gonna send you your copy of your reset, and you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
You too.
Thank you. Okay, we're in session in cause number 330250. Case the style of State of Texas versus Jesus Reyna. That's page 7 of our announcement docket. Mr. Rayner
Yes.
is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Rayner, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Judge. Thank you for asking. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine, and thank you for asking me. And Mr. Rayner, you're represented by attorney Ramon Villagomez. Attorney Villagomez, how are you doing?
I'm doing real good, Judge. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for
Thank
asking.
you.
Now, Mr. Villagomez, Mr. Rayner's case is on the court's announcement docket. What is your announcement?
Judge, I'd like to ask the court to give me a 90-day reset. I know it's a lengthy reset, but I have a grandson being born in mid-November in San Antonio, and I was hoping to spend some time with the family up there.
Okay,
If it's not too much to ask, Your Honor.
okay, well, this case is, this case was just filed. This is a 2021 case. State, do you have any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, State.
You're welcome.
Give us a date.
That'll be, January 5th.
Okay, the case is gonna be reset to January 5th of 2022. Mr. Villagomez, your reset will be sent to you. And Mr. Rayner, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. Your case is being reset to January 5th of 2022. This will conclude your case. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be
Okay.
excused?
Yes, you may be excused, Mr. Villagomez, and you have a blessed day as well.
Yourself, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Gary Hudgens. Hudgens. We're in session in two cases and cause number 3303. What happened to the in-court video is out? Oh, there it is. Okay, we're in session in cause number 330310 and cause number 330312. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Derek Brandon Hudgens Jr. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Hudgens?
I'm all right.
That's good. Mr. Hudgens, you are represented in both your cases by attorney Bruce Smith, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Smith, how are you doing?
Fine, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Smith, do you have an announcement you like to
Yes,
make?
Your Honor. Yeah, we have worked out a solution to this case, and we're asking that it be placed on for a plea in about 30 days.
Okay. Give us a reset, please.
November 10th.
Okay, your case is going to be reset to November 10th. Mr. Hudgens. Mr. Hudgens, you can stand on there on the 4X in front of our court coordinator. She's going to give you your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And Mr. Smith, is this your last case?
Your Honor, I have a case on Dylan Lowe. That's on
Okay.
the trial.
Okay, Mr. The bailiff is going to get Mr. Lowe. Mr. Lowe, you can come forward. This is cause number 326960, cause number 326962, and cause number 326964. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Dylan Wayne Lowe. We have Mr. Lowe appearing in court. Mr. Lowe, how are you doing?
Pretty good.
That's good. Mr. Lowe is represented by attorney Bruce Smith, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Smith, Mr. Lowe's cases are on the court's trial docket, and this is not one of the court's trial weeks. You want to keep it on the trial docket, Mr.?
Yes, we do,
Smith?
Your Honor. Yes.
Okay, could you give us a trial date?
November 29th.
Okay, your case is going to be reset for trial November 29th. Mr. Lowe, you can stand on the 4X in front of our court coordinator, and she's going to give you your reset. Once she gives you your reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. You too.
Thank you. And Mr. Smith, your reset will be sent to you,
Thank you, Your Honor.
and this will conclude the cases that you have in this court. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you may be excused, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Mr. Bailey, would you please get Shedrick Mitchell?
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Burbank. The bailiff is getting your client. We're in session in 5 cases. First case is cause number 325-264. Second case is cause number 325-574. Third case is cause number 325-576. Fourth case is cause number 326086. And the fifth case is cause number 329022. All 5 cases are styled the state of Texas versus Shedrick Renard Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell, is that your full name? Okay. How you doing, Mr. Mitchell?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Mitchell, you're represented in your cases by attorney Tom Burbank, who is appearing via Zoom. And Mr. Burbank, what is your announcement for Mr. Mitchell's cases?
He has pending felonies, Judge. I believe that his next court date is October 25th. I don't know where we are on the docket on the felonies, but once the felonies are taken care of, the misdemeanors, it will be dispositive of the misdemeanors.
Okay, now, Mr. Burbank, do you want his misdemeanor cases set on the same date of the felonies, or do you want a different date?
Good question, because usually I'm bouncing from one felony to another. And I'm not able to get there at the court. We may want to do it a date afterwards, Judge, to see whether or not we were reached on the 25th.
Okay, could you give us one?
Because if it was set, my reasoning is if it was set for trial, I won't know until 2 o'clock or so in the afternoon on the felony.
Oh, right.
But if it will go or not go or get reset.
Right. Give us a date.
November 10th.
Okay, case is gonna be reset to November 10th. Now, if the cases don't go, obviously you can, and if the felony cases do not go and you get it another court date, you can still come back in and have these cases reset on the felony court date if that's what you want to do.
I will, Your Honor.
Okay, so right now your cases, Mr. Mitchell, are set for November 10th of 2021. You can stand on the 4X in front of our court coordinator. She's going to give you a reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Today? Well, you can talk to your attorney, but it looks like it says October 25th. And Mr. Okay, Burbank, your reset will be sent to you in the mail. Well, it'll be
Yes,
faxed
Your
to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, page 5. You say on page 5?
Yes, Joshua Rowe.
Okay. Is he here?
Yes.
Joshua Rowe? Okay, we're in session in cause number 329122. Case is style of state of Texas versus Joshua Levi Rowe. Mr. Rowe, how are you doing?
I'm very good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Rowe, you are represented by your attorney, Mr. Tom Burbank, who is appearing via Zoom. And Mr. Burbank, what is your announcement in Mr. Rowe's case?
Your Honor, I have not gotten complete discovery yet. It's a DWI and it's a refile from, I think, a pretrial diversion. And so I would ask for a little extra time so I could finish up my discovery process. Though it's an old case, it has, for some reason, I guess he got in trouble and was discharged from the program. So it's new in the court system again.
Okay. Now, did you just need to stand to reset?
That'd be fine, Your Honor.
Did you give us a date? November what? 10th. Okay. Mr. Rowe, your case has been reset to November 10th of 2021. You can stand on the 4X, get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. All right, thank you. And Mr. Burbank, your reset will be sent to you If this is your final case, you're excused, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
I may have one more, Judge.
Let's
Is
see.
there a had not, Monica had not?
Hold on a minute. I think I saw.
Yeah, but not.
Yes, yes. The bailiff is going to get Ms. Hadnot right now. Ms. Hadnot? We're in session in cause number 329638. Case is style of State of Texas versus DeMonica Lachelle Hadnot. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing? That's good. Ms. Hadnot, you're represented by attorney Tom Burbank, who's appearing via Zoom. Mr. Burbank, what is your announcement in this case?
That's to be placed on the trial docket, Judge.
Trial?
Trial, yes, sir.
Okay.
January 17th.
Okay, this case is gonna be reset to January 17th of 2022 for trial. Ms. Hadnot, you.
And if Ms. Hadnot can call me at the office, Judge, sometime today or tomorrow, I can tell exactly what's going on.
Did you hear that? Okay, she heard you. Stand on the forex in front of our court coordinator, and the court coordinator is gonna give you a reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. You're welcome. Mr. Burbank, this is your last case, is that correct?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go. You're excused and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
Okay. Madrano. Okay, cool.
The last one on Zoom was Parson.
Oh, yes. Okay. Let's see the page. Okay. We're in section in two cases. First case is cause number 326760. Second case is cause number 326762. Both cases are styled the State of Texas versus Andre Paul Lede. And we have Mr. Andre Paul Lede, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Lede, how are you doing?
How you doing, Judge? How you doing, Your Honor?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Lede, you are pro se. Well, it says that you were to hire an attorney. Have you?
No, I'm not able to hire an attorney. I do a lot for my mama. I actually admitted myself into a therapeutic community at the Texas House, in which I graduated the end of last month. And there's no way I can afford an attorney. It's a one-year program, which I graduated. And really, I was just trying to get it settled today if I could, like get it dismissed or something. It's a one-year program. And I actually still stay here at the Sober Living, but I actually graduated from the program.
Okay, hold on a minute.
All right.
Could you look in this file and see what the Judge's explanation say whether or not he told represent himself or. Just hold on a minute, Mr. LeBay.
Yes, sir.
Is there a waiver in there? It is, okay, okay. Okay, Mr. Lee, I was just checking to see, I see that you waived your right for an attorney and that you wanted to, you chose to represent yourself. Now, Mr. Leday, your case is set for an announcement docket. And, you know, by you representing yourself, you can talk to the prosecutor. Obviously, you won't be able to talk to the prosecutor over Zoom. You would have to, I guess, make arrangements to talk to the prosecutor in this case. And the prosecutor actually is standing here. Her name is Miss Julie Maxey.
Yes, sir.
So I guess, is there a number he can call the DA's office to set up?
Yeah. Mr. Leday, you can call our office at 409. You have a-
Hold on, right there. Hold on. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 409
Mm-hmm.
835
Uh-huh.
8550.
8550.
Yes, sir. And my name is Julie Maxey. You can just ask for me and they'll connect you.
All right, Miss Julie. What's a good time, Miss Maxey, to call?
Afternoons are a good time.
All right, Miss Maxey. Thank you.
Okay, so in the meantime, Mr. Leday,
Yes, sir.
we'll just give you a standard reset. Is this on? Two warrants? No, I see here, he has 2 warrants out.
Actually, I spoke to Al Reed yesterday, and they said the warrants shouldn't have been out because they had me fax the paperwork from Texas House to them yesterday, and it was understood that it shouldn't have been no warrant because they said if I faxed it to them yesterday before 5.
So I guess this here must be some old warrants. This wasn't put out yesterday. Hold on a minute.
All right.
Yeah, these are some old, I would imagine this wasn't put out yesterday.
What is that for? Because actually, besides this, I haven't been in trouble in a while.
I don't know, well,
I shouldn't have any warrants, I don't think.
oh, in one of your cases, you never posted a bond, it said.
Is that the trespassing thing?
Is that?
That's the trespassing class thing.
Yes, that should have, actually, my mother, it was like a situation with me and my mom.
Okay,
And she actually-
Mr. Leday, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Obviously, you have a right to have an attorney. If you can't afford one, one will be appointed to represent you. Now, it says, you say it's a trespassing case? I don't see that on here.
It's not on there. It's not on there. It's a new case and it's a new case.
It's a new case that was filed.
That was filed. well,
And so,
last year, but Al Reed is still on the other 2 bonds.
yeah, Al Reed is on these 2 cases that we have here today. But your third case, you need a bond need to be posted on that one.
A trespassing, my mama, she spoke to the DA and everything about that.
Now, I don't know, but I'm just saying you have a warrant out on that case.
What is that the trespassing, Your Honor?
Yes, it's a trespass. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna reset these 2 cases
Mhm.
Give us a standard reset. You say you're in rehab?
Yes, sir. But the DA, they said the DA didn't finish the paperwork thing. My mama went sign papers and everything with the at the county.
What?
December 8th is the day.
I don't know. You say December 8th?
Yes, sir.
Okay, these two cases gonna be reset for December 8th of 2021.
All right.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so your bondsman will be sent notice of your reset.
All right, December 28th, you said, Your Honor?
December 8th?
Yeah.
December 8th of 2021.
All right. All right.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right. So as we said earlier, you have a warrant out on that new case that needs to be taken care of.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Now I give Mr. Maxey a call this evening.
okay,
All right, thank you, Judge.
okay. We'll talk to you later. You have a blessed day.
You too, you also. Thank you.
Mr. Freeman? Mr. Bailey, would you please get Donald Davis? We're in session and calls number 329-624. Case is style of State of Texas versus Donald Ray Davis. We have Mr. Donald Ray Davis, who is appearing in court. Mr. Davis, how you doing?
Just fine, sir, and you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. And Mr. Davis is represented by his attorney, Attorney Antoine Freeman. Attorney Freeman, how you doing? Okay. Did we have, did y'all check and see if we had bond conditions in this case? See, it's an assault family policy. Donald Davis, cause number 329-624.
What am I looking for now?
Bond conditions?
Okay. Yeah, they have them.
Okay. No, what was the date? I see him. What was the date on that?
July 21st.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, this is cause number 329-624, case of style of State of Texas versus Donald Ray Davis. Again, Mr. Davis is represented by his attorney, Mr. Antoine Freeman. Mr. Freeman, do you have an announcement you'd like to make in Mr. Davis' case?
Get it set for another announcement, so I can take a look at the video.
Okay,
There's at least one, so,
video?
yes.
Okay. Okay, you want a standard reset?
Yes.
Give us
December 8th.
December 8th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, case is gonna be, okay, you're welcome. Once y'all get y'all reset, y'all be free to go and y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Could we just do a quick standard reset on my one case?
Okay, let me see.
Ms. Maxey and I have an
Hold on.
unrelated case.
Hold on, hold on.
My client's name is Tim Garcia.
Timothy Garcia? This
It's our
is,
very first setting, Judge.
okay, this
Since
is,
I've been his lawyer.
okay. This is cause number 329-390. Case of style State of Texas versus Timothy J. Garcia, or Timothy John Garcia, is that correct? How you doing, Mr. Garcia?
Well, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. You're represented by Attorney Corey Crenshaw. Attorney Crenshaw, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Your
That's-
Honor. Thank you.
That's good. Now, Mr. Crenshaw, you said you're in the state of reached some type of agreement?
No, Your Honor, not on this case. We, this is our very first setting.
Okay.
I want to make a run at pretrial diversion for
Okay.
him. I think he should be eligible except for one minor thing in his past that I'm hoping they'll grant him an exception on. And if not, we'll be back and see if we can work it out.
Okay. Mr. Boyd,
Yes, Your Honor.
in reference to y'all pretrial diversion schedule, I know was that sometime this week we were saying it was set them in January? Is that correct? Because we know December is the next one, but December may be full.
Yes, Your Honor. So I think it would be February then.
Well, did somebody say it was January? Somebody said it was they started, they might be doing it every month or something.
Oh, good.
That's what.
So January would be great, Judge.
Let's see.
Pretrial diversion.
Okay, let's do February. We reset them second week in February. Okay. Yeah, either it's second week in February.
I've got plans.
Is that okay?
What date?
February 10th.
February 10th? Okay, February 10th of 2022. Mr. Crenshaw, you can get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. And once you get your reset from your attorney, Mr. Garcia, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day, and you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you, Your
Okay.
Honor. If Ms. Maxey and I could see you very briefly about the matter.
Is this another case?
It's a different case, not on the docket, Judge.
Oh, what's the, okay, hold on. She's
I
gonna
have
have
the
to look
call
it up.
number.
She's gonna have to look it up. Oh, what's the person's,
His name is Mickey Montadal, and his calls number is 35132.
351,
32.
3513, that's 5 numbers. Supposed to be 6. You say, how you spell his last name?
MON.
Maybe 335132.
What is it?
Just spell his name?
MONTONDON. Mickey.
There's a Mickey. Oh, it's 33. I see it down there.
Oh, there's an extra 3?
Yeah, started off with 3.
Oh.
3.
Well, that's the bail bondsman's fault. Text me wrong.
And what's, huh? Is that the one?
0764.
Is that the same number?
That is? That's not the one that has.
No, but anyway, but that's right. Yes, DWI.
Yeah, wrong number.
33074. We're not in the 3 5s yet.
Oh, good.
That wasn't wrong.
Good. So here's what happened, Judge. My client was arrested and bonded out on a misdemeanor DWI. The case was pending in CC3 for 6 months. We showed up to plea it and the state dismissed because they wanted to present it to the grand jury for a more serious charge.
Okay.
The grand jury no-billed it.
Okay.
So the state has now refiled the same misdemeanor that they had originally filed in 2020.
Okay.
Even though we'd already shown up ready.
So y'all filed, so they filed they refiled it as a misdemeanor.
They refiled it as a misdemeanor.
Okay.
So what I'm asking, and when they refiled it in your court, Judge. So what I'm asking that we please do is attach and transfer the bond from the original case to his.
Well,
new
that's
case.
that's what normally is supposed to happen.
And that is normally what's supposed to happen. It hasn't happened, so I just wanted to be sure.
I mean, that's what, I think that's what the law is.
Right. And
It's
so-
the same case.
Right, and so I was gonna go downstairs to the county clerk's office and ask them about that, but I just wanted to be sure I okayed it with you first.
Well, I think what they have to do is, I think we had there's an order or something that, I know it has happened before where it's the same case out of the same criminal episode.
Yes,
And I think it was a case law that we looked where a case was dismissed or whatever. And then they either refiled it and it was the same case, so the same bondsman is on the case.
great, okay.
And so, but what I need to do is,
I'll go down now if it's okay. with
What-
you,
what's-
Judge, and
what's-
ask for Becky and be sure.
they can
it's done.
send it, they can send it up.
Okay.
Because I think, because there's an order, they can just send the file up.
Okay, great.
And we're gonna look at the file and it should have everything in the file, the old case, because what you're saying is he was arrested for misdemeanor at first. They dismissed and then
They tried to
no
file it as
bi-
a felony.
right, but it was no bill.
It was no bill.
And then they refiled it
Now they're
again
refiling the
as
original
miss,
case,
wow.
And there'll be a new warrant and he would have to have a whole new bond. and
Right,
that's what we're
right.
trying
But
to
I
do.
think if I'm not mistaken, I could, I know I had some case law. on it.
Yes, that's perfect, Judge.
yeah.
And that's all I wanted. I just wanted to be sure the court was okay with it.
Well, what I just need to do, I need to get, they need to get me the file and I have Becky them the go ahead on and get that case number. Go ahead on and send it. You don't, we might have his old case on it that they dismissed as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, have them send both of those up. And then we'll look at it and then if, I think I'll look at the case, and if I'm correct, then it'll be signed.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Judge.
Yeah,
That's all I have.
okay. And well, just make, do you have any objections, Miss Maxey?
No objection, Joey.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, that must have, okay.
Welcome back from Pittsburgh.
Is that intoxicated or, no, that's a different one.
That they trying to follow this.
That was the one that was no bill.
Yes.
Right, okay. Okay, Ms. Perazzo. Ms. Maxey. Well, if you don't. We're in session in cause number 321-946. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Brandon Javon Beasley. We have present Mr. Brandon Javon Beasley. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Beasley?
Pretty good.
That's good. Mr. Beasley, you're here represented by your attorney, Ms. Lori Perazzo. Ms. Perazzo, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Your Honor. Thank you.
That's good. Ms. Perazzo, do you waive a record in Mr. Beasley's case?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Beasley, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Beasley, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? You may put your hand down. Mr. Beasley, I have before me a document that is titled the information. In the information, it alleges that on or about October 29th of 2018, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class A misdemeanor offense of failure to identify a fugitive from justice. Mr. Beasley, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to discharge Mr. Beasley, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Okay, Mr. Beasley, I have before me a document that is titled the Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, also labeled as, actually it's the misdemeanor plea admonishment, also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials, BB, on a line that's next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
And on the next page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes.
And on the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of the Defendant's Right of Appeal, Mr. Beasley, do you recognize this document? Is that your signature above the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
There are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? Mr. Beasley, I also have before me a document that is titled the Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on this document? Okay, State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit Number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any
No
objections?
objection.
No objections. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Ms. Perazzo, you have advised and counseled Mr. Beasley. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Beasley, your attorney, Ms. Perazzo, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes.
Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Mr. Beasley, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And State,
So 180 days jail, probated over 2 years. $500 fine. And 60 hours community service.
Mr. Beasley, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for 2 years. During the 2-year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $352. That comes to a total of fine and court costs of $852. You will also be required to perform 60 hours, excuse me, you also be required to pay $60 each month in probation fee and $15 each month for your analysis fee. You will also be required to reimburse Jefferson County for the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the amount that you would have to pay each month while you're on probation, is $125. Will you be able to pay the $125 each month? You will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service, and you will be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation. Mr. Beasley, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Beasley, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Beasley, you're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney, gonna follow the directions of our clerk. And once you finish following those directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to know straight probation in this state or any other state? You have another criminal case charges.
Mr. President, don't forget.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Court's now in session and calls number 329-734 and calls number 329-738. Both cases are styled the State of Texas versus Terrence Avery Holloway. Mr. Holloway, would you please come forward? Mr. Hall? Is this your case or her case? Oh, it is? Oh. Okay, no, that's fine. The case that we have before us, the first case that we will proceed on is cause number 329-738. Case to style the state of Texas versus Terrence Avery Holloway. Mr. Holloway, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Holloway? That's good. Mr. Holloway, you are here represented by your attorney, Mr. Willard Hall. Mr. Hall, how are you doing?
Doing fine, Your Honor, thank you.
That's good. Mr. Hall, do you waive a record in Mr. Holloway's case?
Yes,
Okay. Mr. Holloway, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Holloway, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, Mr. Holloway, you may put your hand down. Mr. Holloway, I have before me an information that alleges that on or about March 4th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed to Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Holloway, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, Mr. Holloway, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty? Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Mr. Holloway, I have before me another document. This document is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. It's also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Now, Mr. Holloway, I see here there's 2 boxes checked. Actually, I'm gonna scratch off the second box, which say DWI first, because this is a Class A misdemeanor, okay? So, Mr. Holloway, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Now, Class A misdemeanor, Mr. Holloway, the range of punishment is confinement in jail for a term not to exceed 1 year. Thank you. A fine not to exceed, thank you. And a fine not to exceed $4,000 or both such fine and confinement. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And on page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials on the line next to the box that says check guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes.
Okay. And on the next document is a trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Mr. Holloway, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Is this your signature above the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The second box states that you're waiving your right, which means you're giving up your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Mr. Hall, do you have that discovery certification?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Hall, excuse me, not Mr. Hall. Mr. Holloway, I have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature above the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Holloway, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I have just mentioned, attorney, Mr. Hall, go over these documents with you.
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
no objection, Your Honor.
No objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Hall, you've advised and counseled Mr. Holloway. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Holloway, your attorney, Mr. Hall has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Holloway, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. And I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
90 days jail, probated over 1 year,
Okay,
a $750 fine,
okay,
40 hours community service,
okay.
DWI education course,
DWI, okay.
drug alcohol assessment,
Drug.
and then ignition interlock. And also cause number 329734, unlawful carrying a weapon, that will be dismissed in consideration for the plea, and as well as agreed forfeiture of the weapon in that case.
Do y'all have a motion for forfeiture?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I attached that inventory also.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Holloway, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $750 plus court costs. The fine and court costs comes to a total of $1,172. You will also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. And you'll be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, the total monthly installments that you will be required to pay, that is the total amount you would have to pay each month during probation, is $185. Will you be able to pay the $185 each month?
Yes.
You'll also be required to perform 40 hours of community service, attend and complete a DWI class. You'll be required to have a drug and alcohol assessment and install a DWI interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. And you will be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation. And cause number 329734 will be dismissed as part of this plea agreement. And part of the plea agreement, Mr. Holloway, in cause number 329734, I have before me a motion to forfeit the weapon in that case. Now, Mr. Holloway, do you recognize this motion to forfeit?
Yes.
And is this your signature above the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
Prior to signing this document, did your attorney go over this document with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything in this document?
Yes.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
State, I have before me, well, Mr. Holloway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to grant the state's motion to forfeit this weapon. I'm signing it today. Okay, now, Mr. Holloway, I just signed the motion to forfeit the weapon. And Mr. Holloway, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Holloway, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Holloway, you're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney. You're gonna follow the directions of our court clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Hall, this is your last case. Once you finish here, you'll be finished with this case. You'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Put your right thumb on the scale for me.
And sign it. Mr.
Okay. Restarting that. And if you'll sign the pen pad, you won't be able to see it, but I can see it on my screen.
Mr. West, are you making an appearance in Brandon Miller's case?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, he's out in the hallway. We're just requesting you
I
reset it.
I show it was already reset.
I believe they just need to give him the reset.
Brandon Miller? Yeah. I see here where it says it's supposed to be, was reset with the felony for
Yes, Your Honor.
attorney.
Yeah.
So he needs to get a copy of the reset?
I think he's out in the hallway just waiting for they told him to come to get the resetting notice.
Okay, Mr. Bailey, could you see if he's out there? Okay, this is cause number 328236. The case is styled the state of Texas, Brandon Jamal Miller. Mr. Miller, you're represented by attorney John West. He's appearing via Zoom. He had previously had your case reset. And so you can stand on the 4X in front of our court coordinator and get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Okay, and Mr. West, your reset, if it has not been sent to you, it will be sent to you.
Sure. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you have a blessed day and you're
You
free to
too.
go.
See you later.
Yeah, you're in.
That's what I do.
Turn up your volume so you can hear if he calls your case.
Mr. McIntosh, we called your client name earlier. He didn't answer, so we're gonna call it again. We'll have the bailiff to go out there and call it again, and so we'll let you know. So just put your mic on mute.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Could you call the name of Anthony Woodcock? Is that Mr. Woodcock? Okay, we're in session in cause number 328124, cause number 328126, cause number 328128, and cause number 328194. All four cases are styled the state of Texas versus Anthony Craig Woodcock. Is that Anthony Craig Woodcock?
Yes,
His
sir.
full name? How you doing, Mr. Woodcock?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Woodcock, your attorney is Mr. Charles McIntosh. He's appearing via Zoom. Mr. McIntosh, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judge. Thank you.
That's good. And Mr. Woodcock, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm trying to be.
Oh, that's good. Now, Mr. Woodcock, Mr. McIntosh, Mr. Woodcock's case was set on the course of, was set on the trial docket. This week is not one of our trial weeks. Mr. McIntosh, you'd like to keep the case on the trial docket?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, could you give us a trial date?
January 17th.
Okay, the case is going to be reset till January 17 of 2022. Mr. Woodcock, you can stand on the 4X, get your reset. Once you get your reset from our court coordinator, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
So may I give you one of these? We cut trees, we're living, we give you 10% discount.
Oh,
Please note, sir.
well, I don't need any trees cut. Yeah, you
Naughty
get,
buddy.
no, well, that's
Naughty
fine. No, you get, you can keep it yourself. Okay. Okay, now, could you get his case reset?
Thank you, Judge, and I believe that's all I have this morning.
Okay, so Mr. McIntosh, your case will be reset. Once you get your case reset, well, we're gonna send your reset to you. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You as well.
Okay, you're welcome. Is Mr. Paget's class here? Okay, Jason Sims?
You just come back January 17th.
Yes. Okay, you have a blessed day, Mr. Woodcock. Okay. Do we have bond conditions in this case? Probably do, but could y'all check? This is cause number 326652. Case is style of state of Texas versus Jason Lee Sims Jr. Is that your full name?
Yes.
How you doing, Mr. Sims? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Sims. You're represented here by your attorney, Mr. James Paget. Mr. Paget, how you doing?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Now, Mr. Paget, Mr. Sims' case is on our trial docket. This is not one of our trial weeks. Do you want to keep the case on the trial docket?
That is our intention, Your Honor.
Okay. There's, okay,
We did bond conditions on our last set of.
okay. I just didn't see the note on
I
the.
understand. I mean, we're going to speak on it to you. Should pull it up.
could you give us a trial date?
January 17th.
Okay, Mr. Paget, Mr. Sims' case is set for January 17th of 2022. Mr. Sims, once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Paget, you can get your, stand over there and sign for the reset. Mr. Paget, is this your last case, the only case?
Your Honor, I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
I
okay.
apologize, I've been bouncing back and forth.
Oh, no,
I had
that's,
something
I
going
understand.
in CDC, so I'm trying to keep you.
I understand.
happy and Judge Stevens too.
Okay, so you're free to go and you have a blessed
Thank
day.
you, Your Honor.
Is Mr., let's see. Oh, that's a jail case. I missed that. Mr. West?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, I see, I thought, I was looking at another client you had, Justin Bernard McCain. I see that's a jail case. So he's currently in the 252nd District Court.
Right.
And that's set for punishment sentence today in the 252nd. And so I don't know if they're gonna dispose of this case through that case or not. If they don't, we can, depending on if he's still in jail, we can reset his case for tomorrow. If that's something you would want to do.
Yeah, Your Honor, I am doing Judge Wood's jail run tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So if we could maybe do it then, I'll be at the jail ready to go. Otherwise, I'm gonna be in the court in Judge Stevens' court in the morning.
Huh?
So I'll be in Judge Stevens' court in the morning at 9, and then I'll be at the jail tomorrow after lunch. So if we need to, I can do it then, absolutely.
Okay, because yeah, he's in jail. So you say you're gonna be in Judge Stevens' court to after lunch?
Now I'm gonna be in his court in the morning, and then after lunch, I have Judge Wood's jail run tomorrow at
Okay,
at 1.
Because we have our jail run in the morning. Yeah.
Well, let me, when I finish Judge Wood's, if we have to do it, when I finish Judge Stevens' court, I'll just run to the jail and do it whenever I can get done.
Okay, but just yeah, okay, just let us know.
I'll let you know one way or the other. I'll find out. They may dismiss it or may be resolved as part of the felony.
Right.
I'll let you guys know for sure.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, thank you. Talk to you later. Have a blessed day. You don't have it. We in session in clause number 326248. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Emmanuel Cantu. We have Mr. Cantu appearing via Zoom on his iPhone. Mr. Cantu, how are you doing?
I'm good, sir.
That's good. Mr. Cantu, you represented here by your attorney who's in court, Mr. Jared Gilthorpe. Mr. Gilthorpe, how are you doing? Okay, Mr. Gilthorpe, Mr. Cantu is set on a trial docket. This is not one of our trial weeks. You want to keep his case on the trial docket?
Yes, Judge, we're ready on that one.
Okay. Could you give us a trial date?
January 17th.
Okay, Mr. Cantu, your case is going to be reset for trial January the 17th of 2022. Your attorney will be given a copy of your reset date, your attorney and your bondsman. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir. You too.
You're welcome. And Mr. Gilthorpe, you can get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.